guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. And for today's video, I am making my weekly craving. Today we are going to be making some low carb birria grilled cheeses. I saw videos on TikTok of some regular birria grilled cheeses, and just because I live a low carb lifestyle doesn't mean I can't have these dishes that look absolutely amazing. Ever since I saw this birria grilled cheese, I knew I had to make it and put my low carb spin on it, and I wanted to show y'all how I'm going to do that. All we have to do is replace our bread with a low carb bread replacement, so I will be doing that today. So if you are doing keto, this is technically dirty keto. I would more of so call it a low carb dish, but it's still technically keto approved if you are living a keto lifestyle. We are also using some new birria spice bombs that make it very easy. All you have to do is throw it in this slow cooker. So I'm very excited to make my craving this week. I have been craving this so bad and I know it's gonna come out absolutely delicious. So let's head on into the kitchen and get started. Let's cook up these low carb birria grilled cheeses. I went ahead and gathered my main ingredients together. It's very simple. It doesn't require a whole lot, okay? Since we are making this into a grilled cheese, this is the bread that I'm going to go in with today. This one is by H-E-B. Don't worry if you don't have an H-E-B, you're not from Texas. You don't have to specifically use this bread, but I want to go ahead and use this one today. I really enjoy this bread. It's so good. But this is by H-E-B. It's their Higher Harvest collection, and it's their low carb lifestyle white bread. It's 2 net carbs, but again, if you don't have an HB near you, my number one favorite usually is Sara Lee. Their keto bread is so good, and then I love this one. And of course, Sola is a very popular one as well. So those are a couple different options of low carb breads that you can go ahead and pick up. So yeah, that's the one that we're going in with today. And then of course we have the seasoning bombs. I did get these from H-E-B. I'm not sure where else they sell them. I know they have them on TikTok. They were going, but I think they're different brands, okay? So if you do find a different brand, if you don't find this brand, I don't know where else they sell it. I can try to look it up for y'all. If I do happen to find it, I'll link it down in the description for y'all. But I did pick these up at H-E-B. They had them on display like right when you walk in, and I was like, oh my God, it's crazy because this is my weekly craving. I love to make different things and incorporate it different ways whenever I have a craving. And I like to keto-fy it. So this was my weekly craving, and then I thought about it and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna make those this week. The next day I walked into H-E-B and I saw these on display right in front of me, so it was a sign to make some keto birria grilled cheeses, okay? It was a sign from the gods, okay? So I went ahead and picked it up. So I'm excited to give it a try, but this is their instant birria crock pot ready seasoning bombs. I don't know what brand. It says Birria Queen. So I'm guessing that is her name on who made these. But it does come with 2. It says 1 seasoning ball is specifically crafted to make authentic birria instantly. So literally all you have to do is throw this in a crock pot and it's ready. Add a few ingredients and that's it, okay? Half a bomb is a serving size, and there's 4 servings in here. So 2 servings per bomb, 140 calories per servings. And here are the macros if y'all would like to check those out. But all right, guys, that is our seasoning. And then it says to just add bouillon. It says to add 1/3 cup of bouillon, but I don't know which bouillon is it, because I'm like, do you put beef or chicken? So we're just gonna add both, okay? Because I like both anyways. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to add beef, but I like the flavor of chicken as well, so we're just gonna add both. And then of course it says that you need about 2 to 3 pounds of some chuck roast. So we have some chuck roast right here, a little lime. I'm gonna get some cilantro, a little onion for the juice that you want to dip it in. And I also do have some cheeses. We're going in with some Oaxaca cheese, which is like a Mexican melting cheese. And then we're also gonna go in with some pepper jack cheese. I wanted a little spicy kick to it, okay? But with all that being said, let's go ahead and start putting our ingredients into our slow cooker. Before we add our ingredients into the crock pot, we have to cut our meat into cubes. On the back of the birria package, it says to cut your meat into 3-inch cubes. Mine was about 2.5 pounds of my chuck roast. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it up. They should look something like this. It's a pretty good size. Before we add our meat to the crock pot, I want to go ahead and get a nice sear on it, get it nice and browned on each side. So I'm just going to go ahead and add my cubes to a nice hot pan. You don't want to overcrowd it because then they're not going to get a good sear. So just fit as much as you can so they have enough room, and then we'll get a good sear and we'll take it out and sear the rest. You get a sear on one side, you want to go ahead and flip it to the other side so you can give the other side a good sear. Now remember, we're not cooking it through, we're just cooking it to get a sear. So that only takes about 2 minutes or so, depending on how hot your pan is. Once we have both sides seared, we're gonna go ahead and take out our meat, and you just wanna go ahead and move it to your crock pot. We don't wanna waste any other dishes. We got all our chuck roast into our crock pot. Now, next, we're gonna go ahead and add one of the seasoning bombs to our crock pot. Ooh, they smell really good. You can definitely smell all those seasonings coming through. This is how they look. They literally look like one of those like bath bombs, but it's a seasoning bomb. That is so cool. And they smell super good. So we're gonna go ahead and place this right in there, right in the center. Then it says to add 5 cups of water. This right here is 2 cups. And 5 cups. Then it says to add 1/3 cup of bouillon. I'm not sure which one. I'm just gonna go in with half and half of some beef bouillon and some chicken bouillon. After you add those ingredients in, all there's left to do for now is go ahead and start cooking our birria. So we're gonna go ahead and close our lid. And it depends on your slow cooker. Every slow cooker is different. They have different options, different modes. Mine specifically, it has a meat mode, and you could put how many pounds. I'm gonna go in with 2 pounds, and that cooks it at 2 hours. So you do wanna cook this for 2 hours in your slow cooker. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set that, and we will be back soon. A couple hours have passed of my meat cooking, you guys. So it did say to cook it for 2 hours, but when I checked it at 2 hours, it wasn't as tender as I would originally like it. So I actually did cook my meat for 4 hours, and it came out pretty tender. You can cook it as long as you want. Maybe it just depends on the meat, but you do want it nice and tender, and you want it to break apart. So I did cook mine on 4 hours, but I will say my house smells absolutely amazing. It smells so good in here. You can definitely smell like the cumin coming through, all the oregano, the bay seasoning. You can definitely smell all the seasoning coming through. It smells delicious. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my crock pot, and we're gonna go ahead and transfer our meat into another bowl so we could shred it and we can start preparing our grilled cheeses. I'm just gonna put all my meat into this bowl. Make sure you keep the juice. This is what we need to dip our grilled cheeses in. So do not throw out your juice that your meat has been cooking in the crock pot. You'll know your meat is nice and tender when you can just take 2 forks and go ahead and shred your meat very easily. All right, you want your meat nice and shredded just like this. I feel like we definitely have to give the meat a little try right now before we put it into the grilled cheese, just to see how flavorful it came out. Oh, that's really good. That has really nice flavor. Yeah, these birria bombs are delicious. You can definitely taste the cumin and chili powder coming through, and it has a nice kick to it. And this does have coconut oil, so I love that they use coconut oil in here. But super good, flavorful meat. Absolutely delicious. This is definitely going to be a great grilled cheese. Before we move on to the stove to prepare our grilled cheese, you do want to make sure you have some cilantro chopped. If you do like cilantro, I like to put this in the consomme, and then I also like to put it in my grilled cheese because I just love extra cilantro. And then we have a little bit of diced onions. If you do like diced onions, I highly recommend it. It gives a great flavor. And then you do want to put some of the juice that we cooked our meat in to the side, because we are going to grill our grilled cheese in it, and then you also want some for dipping. Before I start grilling my grilled cheeses, I like to set up my station just so it makes the process a little bit easier. So I have my skillet heating through on a warm heat. Right here I have my consomme because we're gonna pour that in and then put the bread so it can get nice and crispy. I have my bread laid out, my meat, And then I was gonna go in with pepper jack cheese, but then I remembered I have this Sargento mozzarella with red chili flakes, and I think it would add the perfect little kick. So I went ahead and I'm gonna go in with that. So I have some prepared cheese right there. And then this is the Oaxaca shredded cheese. And then I have my onion and my cilantro just to put into my sandwich as well, because I love extra onion and cilantro. Okay, so let's go ahead and start grilling up our grilled cheeses. I went ahead and switched up my pan because I just feel like this one's gonna cook it a little bit better. So I'm getting my pan nice and hot. I am gonna add in some butter just because I feel like it gets the bread nice and crispy. Once your pan is getting hot, we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of that juice. Technically, like when you have the tortillas, you're supposed to dip the tortillas in the consomme and then fry them, but I don't want to dip the whole bread in there, so I'm just gonna pour it in the pan and then rub it in there. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and start layering while the bread starts getting nice and crispy. So you wanna work fast because I like my cheese nice and melted. So first we're gonna go ahead and put a layer down of the Oaxaca cheese. And then we're gonna go in with our meat. Yes, I'm going with my fingers. My hands are clean, I promise, okay? And it's my grilled cheese. Oh, I'm so freaking excited. We're gonna go ahead and go in with our meat, our nicely seasoned tender meat. And then we're gonna go in with that spicy mozzarella. Oh my God, that looks so good. Next, if you do want to add it inside your sandwich, I like extra cilantro and extra onion, so I'm just gonna add a little bit inside. All right, we're gonna go ahead and let this get nice and crispy. We're gonna top it off with our other bread, smush it down so everything stays in there, and let it get crispy. Let the cheese melt, let it do its thing. We're losing some meat over here. Oh yeah, this is gonna be so good. This is definitely going to cure my craving in the best way. Once you see that bread getting nice and crispy, we're gonna go ahead and flip it over to the other side. Oh my God. Look at this golden grilled cheese. This looks so good. We're gonna go ahead and let the other side get nice and crispy, and then we're gonna repeat it to a few more on however many you are making. All right, we got both sides grilled. I'm gonna go ahead and set it to a plate to the side. I don't know why I chose to wear white today, but it always happens that way. Me personally, I like when my grilled cheese gets a little messy and there's cheese stuck on the sides when it gets nice and crispy. That's my favorite. So that's why I kind of like making a mess. Get it nice and messy, get it nice and cheesy. I love that extra little cheesiness on the bottom of their bread. Oh yeah, you see how that crispy cheese gets on the edge? That right there is my favorite. So that's why I like to put like extra cheese around the edges. It's the best. And just like that, you guys, our low carb birria grilled cheeses are done. I put the consomme on the side. I did put some onion and cilantro in there and some limes on the side that you can squeeze into the consomme when you dip the grilled cheese in there. But I'm so excited to dig into these, so let's go ahead and give them a try. Okay, let's hope I don't get my shirt dirty because I chose the wrong outfit to try this recipe today, but I'm excited to dig in. So let's squeeze some lime into our consomme. I love extra lime. All right, we're gonna take our grilled cheese, our low carb birria grilled cheese. We're gonna dip it into our consomme and dig right in. Oh my God. I gotta get that onion and cilantro. That crispy cheese around the edge. I'm telling you, this birria seasoning bomb is so good. It has a perfect amount of flavor. So easy to make. You can have this cooking all day while you're at work, or you got some errands to run and you want to come home to an easy, delicious dinner, or you just had a weekly craving like I did. You're gonna need to make these. that low carb birria grilled cheese is 10 out of 10. My craving is so satisfied this week. I'm so happy that these came out so good. So if you happen to give them a try, let me know what you think. I'll go ahead and list that Birria Bomb down in the description below for y'all so y'all can get y'all's hands on them. But I highly recommend to make these. These are so good. I'm pretty sure your kids and your family would love them as well. But I really hope y'all enjoyed this recipe. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And stay tuned for another awesome recipe coming up soon. And I will see you in the next one.